Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, I would like to thank you very much for the invitation to attend this important conference. I'm very pleased to be here today for the opening of this international conference on the EU enlargement in the Western Balkans, hosted by the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Romanian Senate. At the end of this month, Romania will conclude its mandate at the helm of the Southeast European Cooperation Process, CCP. For my country, it was indeed an important and prestigious and challenging mandate at the same time. We have acted constantly in order to bring our contribution to the European perspective of the Western Balkans countries. It was indeed a great opportunity and also a responsibility for us to share with the aspiring EU countries our experience and expertise in the EU accession process. It is also a great occasion to contribute to one of the most powerful projects of the European Union, the EU enlargement. The EU enlargement is one of the engines of the European Union and one of the most successful policies of the Union. It must remain so on the European agenda in the following years as a peace and stability project. We must work indeed together to bring the countries of the Southeast Europe region closer to the European Union and to achieve the European perspective. And I'm extremely happy that during this conference we have also the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Italian Parliament, Italian Senate, looking also to the future Italian presidency of the European Union. Romania will work strongly with our Italian friends and colleagues and with the Italian presidency exactly to support the advancement of the EU enlargement agenda for the Balkans. Romania is well aware about this important dimension, both before and after accession. For the Southeast European countries to achieve their European goal, their national parliamentary institutions must also develop strong cooperation links between themselves, thus creating not only a much-needed internal support for the accession process, but also a transnational political synergy regarding the objective of achieving the EU membership. Enhanced regional cooperation is essential in the enlargement process. As CCP chair in office, Romania has actively promoted the deepening of the regional cooperation on key issues of common interest in order to advance the European path of the countries in the region. And Romania will continue to actively support the EU enlargement process of the countries that meet the accession criteria and prove their own merits, including with regard to the protection of rights of persons belonging to national minorities. Based on the progress achieved so far, we will continue to work under the current Hellenic presidency semester, as well as under the, as I mentioned, the upcoming Italian presidency semester to achieve further results with regard to the enlargement policy. We have recently gone through European elections at the EU level. The pro-European voices have gained the majority at the level of the European Parliament. The Romanian citizens have also sent their representatives to the European Parliament, all from political forces dedicated to advancing the European integration project, including the enlargement, as well as a stronger EU action in the eastern neighborhood. We should not ignore, however, some distressing developments as a result of the European elections, given the fact that Eurosceptic, populist and extremist voices have increased their presence in the European Parliament. We have to work all together to preserve the fundamentals of the European constructions, the policies which are the core of the European Union, including the enlargement process, which is one of the most successful EU policies to date. Speaking about, and I must mention this, the current dramatic evolutions in the eastern neighborhood, We can prevent the spillover effect of the conflicts in Ukraine by reaffirming the European vocation of the Western Balkan states, but also by reaffirming the European perspective of the countries in the Eastern neighborhood, which proved commitment and good results in coming closer with the EU, such as the Republic of Moldova. And here I must mention on behalf of the Romanian government that we are looking forward to the signature of the Association Agreement and the Free Trade Agreement with the Republic of Moldova, and of course the signature with Ukraine and also of course with Georgia on 27th of June in Brussels, followed by the implementation of these important agreements. Concerning the priorities that require solutions in order to obtain EU membership, a key element in the European Commission's work with the enlargement countries was represented by the reform of the judicial systems and the creation of concrete strategies for fighting against corruption and organized crime. In this context, I would like to remind the fact that while holding the chairmanship of the CCP, Romania has focused on enhancing regional cooperation, including on issues related to justice reform and fight against corruption and organized crime in the Western Balkan countries. As clear examples of these endeavors, we have organized the regional conferences on anti-corruption in April 8-9, migration statistics in May 26-27, the meeting of the CECP presidents of the judicial councils organized by the Romanian Superior Council of Magistracy in May 13, and the meeting of the Justice and Home Affairs Ministers May 29, all held in Bucharest. My country has always been open to share its experience and good practices gained in the accession process of Romania. We can offer concrete support to the candidate and potential candidate countries to continue their reforms in order to align with the EU standards. Romania is considered to be a model of good practices in some various fields, especially in the field of protection of persons belonging to national minorities. I mentioned, for instance, adequate and substantial parliamentary representation, the financing for activities for preserving their identity, and we are ready to share this experience. I consider, as a conclusion, that the enlargement policy remains a strong strategic tool at the disposal of the European Union for protecting the objectives of security, freedom and democracy in what the EU is today, a union of 28 member states comprising a population of around 500 million citizens, characterized by diversity, yet, in the same time, sharing common values. I wish you successful discussions on these topics of great relevance for the region of the Western Balkans and for the enlargement process of the European Union. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.